You ever notice how, after spending time with people, even people you like, you don't feel tired in your body, but somehow emptied in your head? Like your social battery didn't just drop to 5%, it shut down. No warning, no low power node. You get home, close the door, and suddenly you can breathe again. Silence feels good. Too good. Almost suspiciously good. And you might have wondered at least once, why do I feel better when I'm alone? Am I antisocial? Am I avoiding something? Or is my brain just wired differently? If you've asked yourself that, stay with me, because introverts don't recharge alone for one simple reason. And once you see what's really happening, a lot of guilt, confusion, and self-judgment tends to disappear. Let's start with something small but telling. Think about the last time you left a gathering that went perfectly fine. No conflict, no awkwardness, good conversations, maybe even laughter. And yet, the second you were alone, you felt relief. Not happiness, relief. That's usually the sign of an internal processor. Some people experience conversations as something light and external. Introverts like this experience them internally. While someone is talking, they're not just listening, they're thinking, interpreting, predicting, reflecting. Their mind is always one step deeper than the surface. They're asking questions they never say out loud. What did they mean by that? Should I respond now or let it pass? Did that land the way I intended? It's subtle, constant mental work. So when they're alone, it's not loneliness they feel, it's clarity. Their thoughts finally get to finish themselves. Their inner voice stops being interrupted. If you've ever noticed that you think better when no one's around, if your mind feels calmer the moment the world gets quieter, that's not a flaw. That's how your brain resets. Then there are introverts who don't just process conversations, they absorb emotions. You know this type. You might be this type. You walk into a room and instantly sense the mood. Someone's irritated, you feel it. Someone's anxious but pretending they're fine, you feel that too, even if nobody says a word. These introverts don't choose to carry emotional weight. Their nervous system just picks it up automatically. So after being around people, especially people who are stressed, upset, or emotionally complex, they feel drained in a way that's hard to explain. Nothing happened, but something definitely passed through them. Being alone gives them emotional privacy again. No moods to manage, no tension to soften, no need to stay regulated for anyone else. If you've ever needed solitude after emotional conversations, if quiet feels like an emotional reset button, that's your system protecting itself. Now let's talk about stimulation, because this part is often misunderstood. Some introverts aren't drained by people themselves. They're drained by everything happening at once. Noise, lights, multiple conversations, phones buzzing, music playing while someone talks, while something flashes on a screen. Their brain takes in information deeply, but not quickly. So instead of filtering things out, it tries to process all of it until it's overloaded. Alone time reduces the input. Fewer sounds, fewer interruptions, fewer things demanding attention. That's why silence feels almost physical for some introverts, like their nervous system is finally allowed to rest. If you've ever felt calmer in a dim, quiet room, if crowds don't scare you but exhaust you, if stillness feels like normal again, this might be you. Here's a layer people don't talk about enough. Some introverts need alone time not to rest, but to remember who they are. They adapt easily. Their tone changes around different people. Their humor shifts. Their opinions soften or sharpen depending on the room. They're not being fake. They're being responsive. But over time, too much social adaptation can blur their sense of self. They start to wonder, what do I actually think when no one's reacting to me? Being alone brings them back. Their preferences return. Their thoughts feel like their own again. If you've ever felt strangely disconnected from yourself after being busy socially, if solitude makes you feel grounded instead of lonely, that's not withdrawal, that's recalibration. And finally, there are introverts who don't hate people, they hate shallow interaction. Small talk drains them, repeating the same conversations drains them, pretending to care about things they don't drains them. They'd rather be alone than half present. But put them with someone they deeply connect with, they can talk for hours. These introverts recharge alone because they're saving energy for depth, ideas, creativity, meaningful conversations, inner exploration. If you'd choose one deep conversation over 10 casual ones, if being alone feels richer than being socially busy, you probably recognize this. So when introverts say, "I need some time to myself," they're not saying, "I don't like people." They're saying, "I need to slow my thoughts down. I need emotional space. I need less noise. I need to feel like myself again." Alone time isn't avoidance, it's maintenance. And once you understand that, something shifts. The guilt fades, the self-criticism quiets. You stop forcing yourself to recharge in ways that were never meant for you. So tell me, which part felt familiar? Was it the overthinking, the emotional absorption, the overstimulation, the need to reconnect with yourself, or the craving for depth over noise? Maybe it's more than one. Most introverts are a mix. And if this helped you understand yourself or someone close to you, just sit with that for a moment. Sometimes that understanding is the recharge. If you want more conversations like this, the kind that explain the quiet parts of being human, you're always welcome here.